At 65 years old, most people retire. But for Harland Sanders, life was just beginning. With nothing but a fried chicken recipe and an unstoppable spirit, he turned rejection after rejection into one of the most iconic fast food empires in the world, KFC. This is the story of how a broke man in his 60s became the colonel behind Kentucky Fried Chicken. Born in 1890, Harland Sanders grew up poor in Henryville, Indiana. His father died when he was just 5 years old, and little Harland had to cook for his siblings while his mother worked. By the age of 10, he had already mastered the basics of cooking, without knowing that skill would someday change the world. But life wasn't easy. He dropped out of school in the 7th grade. He worked odd jobs: farmhand, streetcar conductor, railroad fireman. Each time he failed or got fired, Sanders was restless, never quite finding his place in life. In the 1930s, during the Great Depression, Sanders opened a small service station in Corbin, Kentucky. But instead of just pumping gas, he started cooking fried chicken for travelers. He used a pressure cooker to fry chicken faster while keeping it juicy, a breakthrough idea at the time. Word spread. Soon his roadside cafe became popular, and the governor of Kentucky made him an honorary colonel in 1935. Finally, Sanders felt like he had something. But success didn't last long. In the 1950s, a new highway was built that bypassed his restaurant. Sanders, now in his 60s, was forced to shut down. All he had left was his recipe, his car, and a monthly Social Security check of $105. For most people, that would have been the end of the story. But for Sanders, it was just the beginning. At 65 years old, Sanders hit the road with his pressure cooker and seasoning mix. He went from restaurant to restaurant, offering his recipe in exchange for a small commission on every chicken sold. He was rejected more than 1,000 times. Think about that. Over 1,000 doors slammed in his face. But Sanders didn't quit. Finally, one restaurant said yes, then another, and another. By the 1960s, KFC had spread across the US and beyond. Sanders' secret blend of 11 herbs and spices was no longer just a recipe. It was a global brand. In 1964, at the age of 73, Sanders sold KFC for $2 million, worth tens of millions today. But he remained the face of the brand, dressed in his iconic white suit and black tie, traveling the world to promote his chicken. From poverty and failure to building one of the biggest fast food empires in history, Colonel Sanders proved one thing: it's never too late to chase your dreams. So the next time you feel like giving up, remember this. At 65, broke and rejected, Harland Sanders built a legacy that fed millions. He wasn't just a colonel, he was a symbol of perseverance. If he could do it, what's stopping you?